I'm really excited about today's video because we're going to go over the PalmyraComDex Litepaper, which will give us a lot of information about the first physically settled tokenized commodity marketplace, which is powered by blockchain and targeted for emerging but ultimately underserved markets, with a collective size exceeding $1 trillion by export value. Now, I'll do my best to keep it as short as possible, but at the same time, give you all the information you'll need to have a clear picture and understanding. My name is Theodore. Welcome to Zengate Global. So here we have the PalmyraComDex Litepaper, and we're going to go through it while I'll give you all the explanation needed. Of course, we will have the link on the description below, so you can go at your own time and read everything and do your own research. Now we start with the contents. We will have the executive summary. We'll take a look at the team, the opportunity, the solution, strategy and execution, and the business model. Now let's start with the executive summary. At Zengate Global, we're building the first physically settled tokenized commodity marketplace, the PalmyraComDex, which is powered by blockchain and targeted for emerging but ultimately underserved markets, with a collective size exceeding $1 trillion by export value. Now, by offering innovative technologies to these underserved groups, Palmyra will help buyers, sellers, and regulators to leapfrog into the future instead of simply catching up. Palmyra aims to add value to existing commodity markets by building infrastructure to provide access and connectivity between stakeholders across global supply chains. Now, this includes micro, small, and medium enterprises, which you're going to see often as MSMEs, transacting among themselves, to large regulatory and trade bodies, creating market frameworks. Now, there's a tremendous opportunity to create spot and future markets in significant but technologically underserved commodity trading markets. These markets are often operating in jurisdictions that remain relatively underserved by technology. Our aim is to serve these segments via Palmyra to accelerate these actors via technology while catering for existing processes and infrastructure. So as we go and see the opportunity here, we see that the market size of the opportunity for Palmyra is looking to address is roughly $1.1 trillion. This enormous amount of technologically underserved industry is formed by a $234 billion market for agricultural commodities and a market in excess of $865 billion for non-agricultural commodities based on export value. Now, within this market, the team has identified a $423 billion focus market, representing the market that the team will look to onboard first, which cover agricultural commodities and precious metals or gemstones. Now, the Palmyra team is looking to offer enterprise-grade technology access to buyers, sellers, and regulators within these markets. Now, if we go through the methodology here, we see that the market sizing analysis was performed against the hypothesis that there are a myriad of regions globally which simultaneously experience high levels of commodity trading activity and low levels of digital adoption. Now, the analysis focused on countries lying below a certain score of the Digital Adoption Index from the World Bank, with commodity export markets of at least $1 billion. Now, since the Digital Adoption Index measures a country's digital adoption across people, government, and businesses, we believe that this to be a logical proxy of likely levels of enterprise-scale technology adoption by our relevant stakeholders and eventual customers. Now, the reason behind the $1 billion plus threshold is that these commodities are likely to be significant exports for countries, and as such, engagement in this area is likely to offer higher levels of regulatory support in those regions and a favorable business outcome for the Palmyra team in the case of lower penetration of those markets. And here we see the 2020 export data from FAOStat and export figures from 2020 UN International Trade Statistics Yearbook. And here we see some data and more information about the breakdown of the 423 billion focus market. It gives us all the information over here. We're going to scroll down a little bit more and we're going to see this really nice infograph, which gives us a really good idea and a breakdown of Palmyra's focus market at a glance. So you see here on the left side, we have the 10 largest commodities within the focus market. You see that the first commodity is gold. We have diamonds, soybeans, rice, palm oil, copper, maize, wheat, soybean cake, and refined sugar. And we also see the 10 largest countries within the focus market. We see Brazil, Hong Kong, India, Canada, Indonesia, Peru, Argentina, Thailand, Ukraine, and Vietnam. Now, these are really interesting data, and again, you can count at your own time, and you can look at those in a more specific detail. And let's go and see the solution that Palmyra offers. Now, by entering into specific industries in specific regions, Palmyra will be able to solve existing problems for key stakeholders involved in commodity trading, in both physical, settled spot, and future markets, which have at a high level been identified as producers or sellers, buyers, and regulators or governments. Now, while accommodating existing processes and structures, Palmyra offers additional innovative functionalities to ensure supply chain traceability, supporting verified credentials and certifications, and finance tooling or benefits to allow improved business planning and growth. Through Palmyra, we look to help actors in technologically underserved commodity markets to leapfrog into the future and not just play catch-up. And here we have a small screenshot and example from the Palmyra UX prototype. We also have a video with Sam Lambert, our co-founder, that actually gives us a really good explanation and overview of the Palmyra UX, and we'll have this link on the description below as well. Now, this is really interesting because we have some really nice infographics. Here we're going to see why commodity producers should use Palmyra. And as you see, improved supply chain traceability, we get global market access, future cash flow smoothing, we have improved record keeping, faster settlements, embodied financial tooling, and of course, access to credit. Now, this is really important, as you understand, for commodity producers. And these are some great solutions that Palmyra actually provides them. Going to the next infograph, why commodity buyers should use now Palmyra, we see that we get improved supply chain traceability, cash flow solution, improved record keeping, improved quality assurance, embedded financial tooling, access to credit, and creator-seller optionality. So again, we see many solutions that Palmyra gives to the commodity buyers as well. Another question that we get a lot is why regulators should support Palmyra. Now we see we have a development of local MSMEs, as we described earlier, the micro, small, and medium enterprises. We see less effort on compliance and audit, and we also see a greater integrity of taxation revenue and other duties. Moving forward to the strategy and execution, this is a really important part of our light paper. We see that the business strategy for Palmyra at this juncture is to initially target the aforementioned focus market. Now, from this foothold, we will run pilot programs in collaboration with commodity producers, buyers, and regulators, and use learnings and feedback in order to iteratively improve the Palmyra product. Now we see here that we identify the targets, specific focus areas and regions identified, agricultural commodities, and metals and gemstones commodities to be primary focal industries. Then the next step is to sign the partnerships. Step number 3 is to execute the pilot programs. And then the last step is to grow the user base, with the revenue model focusing primarily on transaction and usage fees. The key focus after the product and business model is validated would be to expand the user base. And here we have a little bit more detailed information about all those 4 steps that you can read at your own time. And here is the business model And as we see here at this stage, the core and nearer term revenue streams for Palmyra are for Zengit Global to take a small commission from each transaction occurring on Palmyra from both buy and sell side. Now, different fees for physical trading and trading of future contracts. And number two, we see that the membership fees for buyers and sellers using Palmyra, which could be charged on a monthly basis to cover other value-add functionalities offered by Palmyra that were outlined earlier in this paper. Revenue growth and profitability would come from growing the user base and, in turn, transaction volumes on Palmyra in line with the strategy. So in this infograph, we see that the profit comes from the revenue. That means the revenue from membership fees from buyers and sellers, plus the commission revenue from Palmyra transaction. Now you take that and you take the costs out of this. So the human capital and the technology, pretty much the cost of operating and enhancing Palmyra. And this is how you will be seeing the profit that's coming in. And here, lastly, we'll have, again, more information about all those steps that you can come at your own time and actually take a look at. On the last page, we see something that we believe that it's really important for us. And this is an open communication with our community. So as you all know, Daniel Friedman and Sam Lambert are always happy to answer any question that our community has. And this is why they give us their personal emails. And if you'd like to contact them and ask them more questions, feel free to do so. At the same time, we also have our Discord and our official website for you to come and see and get more information. Now, I hope you enjoyed this overview of the light paper. There will be more videos with more content that is coming out in the next coming weeks. So stay tuned for that. And if you'd like to start a conversation or ask any questions to myself or the rest of the team, please feel free to join our Discord. We will have the link below on the description as well. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the overview of the light paper, and we'll see you soon. Take care.